Hi, I'm Iris from Iris Impressions Art, and welcome to my Lifebook Taster session called Worries Away with Polymer Clay. In my session, we're going to be making some of these very cute worry stones out of polymer clay. But before we get into that, let me tell you a little bit about myself. So like I said, my name is Iris. I am a mixed media artist and art journaler. I am also a vlogger and a teacher. And I live in London with my family of husband, 2 kids, cat, fish, hamster. I'm originally from the Netherlands, although I have lived in the UK now for half my life. My art and my art ethos is all about expressing and getting to know yourself and your feelings through art. So my art isn't so much about the result, although I do like the result of my art. It is much more about how it helps me express my feelings, how I can get to know my feelings, and just having a place to really express everything that is inside me that might be more difficult to do outside of artwork. I share a lot online about how I live my creative life, both how I struggle and how I succeed, kind of just how I go through everything. I really enjoy sharing those things, and also the vlogging specifically, which is what I do over on my YouTube channel, is something that really keeps me accountable. Kind of like, you know, feeling like we're all in it together and we're all wanting each other to succeed. I really love that. The way I like to teach is by giving you tools that you can then take away and bring into your own practice. The tagline of Iris Impressions Art is "Be a bit more you," because I think that's where the beauty and the joy is in all of us individually shining the brightest that we can, being the most ourselves that we can be. And that's kind of what I try to embody both in my art and in my teaching. I'm so glad you're watching and taking this session. I can't wait to see your polymer clay worry stones, and I really hope you enjoy the rest of the video. Creativity is the key to my growth as a person and developing a connection to myself. My art is so close to my personal development and the therapy I'm in, it's almost synonymous. I grew up very cut off from myself and my emotions. My journey as an adult and as an artist has been to discover and recover that part of myself. I'm very analytical and open to thinking about things, including the hard stuff, but accessing my emotions has always been harder for me. Doing intuitive art is like finding a direct line to my emotions. I don't need to know or understand them beforehand, but through accessing them via my artistic expressions, I can get to know them and feel them, which is incredibly valuable to me. The most important thing to me as an artist is to stay close to myself and express from within. The world can be a loud and confusing place, and it's so easy to get blown off course, especially if, like me, you feel insecure or you want people's approval. It is both hard and incredibly important to me that my work is meaningful to me in the first instance. That's how I know it's a true and honest expression of myself. My biggest struggle has always been around motivation, which, when you dig deeper, comes from doubt, and when you peel back the layers even further, is about fear. Fear holds me back a lot, and it keeps me small. Becoming conscious of how I am driven by fear has been the most important step in dealing with it. Meeting the fears with compassion and understanding has been the next step, and that is a long journey without a straightforward path. Some days I feel able to paint, some days I'm even prolific, and some days or even weeks I produce nothing. I'm learning to understand that this is part of my journey and process. Looking forward, I often don't see the path, much less a destination, but looking back, I see how far I've come. The skills I would like to develop most are my sense of curiosity and braveness. I feel like if I can embody those traits, the world is my oyster. In terms of learning, I'm most interested in things that have nothing to do with art. I want to do a songwriting course, learn to rollerblade backwards, and learn to play the clarinet. I think of creativity as a big web that connects lots of seemingly disparate things. It was my interest in acting and doing acting and singing courses that led me to have the confidence to start vlogging, which in turn helped me develop my art and got me into making stickers. You never know where your interests will lead you. I spent years not making art, even though I wanted to. There were so many fears and stories in my head. If I could go back in time, I would lead myself to my art supplies and say, just create. Not because I think it's easy to just do, but because creativity begets creativity. And it is not your job to judge your own art or make good art. It's your job to create and express yourself, and everything leads on from there. Have faith, my friend, that you and your work are important and inherently worthy of being expressed. Worry stones are smooth polished stones, usually with a thumb-sized indentation, used for relaxation or anxiety relief. Their history actually goes back a long time. They were even used by the ancient Greeks. We'll be making ours out of polymer clay and adding our own personal imagery. The supplies you'll need to follow this lesson are polymer clay such as Fimo or Sculpey or any other brand of oven-baked polymer clay, acrylic paint, paint pens, polyurethane varnish, a baking tray with some greaseproof paper, and an oven. You may need to experiment with how much clay you'll need for each stone, depending on the brand and the size of your thumb and how big you want to make them. Fimo comes pre-marked with rectangular indentations. I settled on approximately 1.5 rectangles per stone. Once you've got the right amount, warm up and knead the clay in your hands for a minute. Form the clay into a ball and press your thumb into it gently. It will almost automatically become the right shape, but you can help it along and shape it as much as you like. Polymer clay is very forgiving and you can re-knead and start over as many times as you like. Once you're happy with the shape, gently place it onto your baking tray with the indented side face up. I made 4 stones in total and experimented with options for how to create the final shape. The first 2 I shaped simply using my thumb and fingers. For the other 2 I used a mug and pressed the clay onto the inside with my thumb. If you want to get rid of ridges or unwanted indentations, you can slightly wet your finger and smooth out the clay. Once you have made as many as you like and place them on your baking tray, preheat your oven to the temperature specified on your polymer clay packet. For soft Fimo, this is 110 degrees Celsius, which converts to 230 degrees Fahrenheit. I hope your oven is cleaner and less haggard than mine. Put the tray in the oven for the required duration. For Fimo, this is 30 minutes, but I err on the side of caution and go for 40 minutes. Now the clay is done and cooled, we can start painting. I painted a base layer on each stone in my preferred colors. I then added a range of personal imagery and words with Posca paint pens. I find it easiest to use paint and brush for large areas and pens for drawing, text, or details. Of course, I had to do some of my signature quirky faces, a quirky eye, and a rainbow stone. You can go wild and express yourself at this point. You can add your own art style, inspirational words, mantras, symbols, flowers, draw your favorite things, or personalize them with a name. I'm sure you will all come up with some amazing ideas. When you're happy with your designs, let the paint dry thoroughly. Then gently add your varnish with a soft brush. I add a thin layer of varnish on top, then when it is dry to the touch, I flip the stone and varnish the other side. My varnish requires 2 layers applied at least 4 hours apart, which is time consuming, but the shiny result is well worth it. I will usually do 1 coat in the evening and the next coat the following morning. And there we go! Shiny, cute and fun worry stones. They are great to hold and fiddle with, and they make wonderful gifts. I really hope you enjoyed making your polymer clay worry stones and that you got a lot out of this session. I would love to see what you create, so please post in the Facebook group, tag me if you can. If you post on Instagram, tag me. I love interacting with you and seeing your art. If you would like to learn more from me or see more of my art, there are a few different places where you can do that. My website, iris-impressions.com. This is also the place where you can get your free Get Inspired download, which is a 20-page PDF full of creativity and tips and also ways of kind of dealing with fear and that kind of thing. So you can find that on my website if you sign up to receive the PDF and sign up to my newsletter. To follow my art, the best place to go is Instagram at iris.impressions.art. If you want to binge watch my videos, then you want to go to YouTube. I'm Iris Fritschi-Cussens on YouTube. I'm also Iris Fritschi-Cussens just generally in life, you know. And then if you want to learn even more and basically get the inside scoop on everything I do, the best place is Patreon, where I create monthly content for my patrons and we all stay inspired together. There's videos, stickers, tutorials, discount codes, whatever you can imagine. Alright, I really hope to see you around. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it and hopefully I will see you on the Lifebook course. Bye!